Well, the 3A State Golf Championships are this weekend. They'll be in Buffalo at the Buffalo Golf Course. And Tim Marton, the head coach of the Bison, Lady Bison, kind enough to join me for a little 3A preview. First of all, Tim, thank you for your time. The next thing would be, let's talk about the course and what are these student athletes going to see coming up Friday and Saturday?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to try to keep it semi-simple as far as trying to keep the pace of play moving along. We're going to have some drop zones in a couple of holes, or on a couple of holes that we probably wouldn't normally have just day-to-day play here in Buffalo. But just in trying to keep the pace moving along, we'll have a drop area in the front of number 4. We'll have one out about 170 yards out on number 5, which has a big hillside, which is a blind landing area for the kids. Makes it kind of difficult for kids to find balls up there on the side of that thing. And then again on number 14, that has a big gully on the running down the right-hand side of it. They do play as penalty areas, so it'll just be a +1 and move to the drop area and play from there. But outside of that, we're not going to, set the greens up like to have them be more difficult or anything. I think that the golf course here plays plenty difficult enough for kids trying to shoot good scores and dealing with trees that maybe they don't have on their home courses and things like that.
Obviously, you'll change, tees and pin locations probably from one day to the next. Do you adjust anything in the round at all?
Shouldn't probably have any changes during the round, I hope, unless, some unforeseeable thing happens, but no, nothing during the round.
How would you describe this course for golfers that maybe have not been able to play there?
Well, Buffalo's golf course has a nice mix of trees in it. It also has some water hazard. It's got a ditch that runs through several of the holes, kind of in the landing areas. Also, water hazard in the front of number 17 with big trees guarding the green. Several sand traps here and there. But for good players, Buffalo isn't a real long golf course. So, there's going to be some of those kids that can hit it to where they're going to have short irons in their hands. And some of them are going to deal with trees and out of bounds and fairway bunkers and things like that too.
Obviously, I think when we think of 3A golf, you got to say the favorites are the two-time defending champs, Erica Cook on the girls' side, and obviously Parker Paxton. What do those two do, Tim, in terms of seeing them and maybe just hearing about them that makes them so successful from your standpoint as a coach?
Well, I've not followed Erica a lot. I've seen her play some, and I know that she's powerful and she hits it a long ways. And from the women's tees, I look for her to probably shoot around her average, which is low 70s. Parker, I've seen several times throughout the year and the years. Parker's just a really good player, and there's no getting around the fact that the kid's good. And that gives Riverton obviously a foot up on the rest of us. And, when his average, if he has an average day, he's around 68, where most of the rest of the field, we have some boys that average in the low 70s, but most of the field is going to be 15 shots behind Parker before they ever tee it up. So that gives him an advantage, but he works hard, and the kid is gifted, and that makes the rest of us envious.
Yeah, I get it. He might be the best golfer in the state. I don't care what class you're talking about.
Right.
I got to watch both of them play a little bit last year in Lander, and it was something special to watch both of them and how they work and approach the game and each shot. So is it really the Riverton boys and Lovell girls, or who's kind of the favorites, you think?
I don't know about the girls' side so much.
I know Evanston's girls are pretty good.
Yeah, and I think Green River's girls are pretty solid as well. So I really don't know about the girls' end of it. I haven't seen a lot of the girls from the South and the Southwest.
Yeah, and I can't forget Wheatland either, because they're the defending champs and they bring everybody back. So
right, exactly. And Wheatland is good as well. But On the boys' side, I think we're all chasing Riverton for sure.
Okay. What, tell me a little bit about, I know it's difficult to host an event like this, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, but is it cool to get to see everybody come to your place and enjoy a different experience than having to travel?
Absolutely. I'm excited about not having to go anywhere. We've been to the last 3 years, we've been to Star Valley, Evanston, and last year in Lander. And Lander seemed close compared to some of that. But it's nice to have it from that standpoint. And like you say, it is some work putting together all the markers. We've been lucky that Bill Joey's been around to help out with that. He's a past assistant for me and knows a lot of folks and has a lot of names from when we hosted state 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But there's just a lot of other little things to try to put together as far as just driving range, the teeing areas, things like that. Our driving range isn't very long. There's going to be a lot of these kids that can whack it over the fence at the end. Hopefully we won't put in any windows or any of that kind of thing. But, coaches meetings and things like that. So yeah, there's a little bit more to it, but the nice thing about it is it will come off regardless of how badly we mess up here in town. We'll still get the golf tournament done.
The course in pretty good shape overall heading in?
Yeah, I think so. The greens are putting well, rolling nicely, and Buffalo always has a tendency to mess people up because the greens are just hard to read. Even I've played it for years and years and years, and I still get buffaloed by it, literally.
Yeah, little undulation that always can be a challenge. So
yeah, and the mountains and the creeks and stuff all have an effect on how they break.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time, and wish you best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.